All right. Hello and welcome. It is the seventh day of the seventh month, and it is 7 p.m. And I am Trebor7, and that's a lot of sevens. All right. I think we're live. I hope we're live. If someone could let me know in the chat if they can hear and see me, I would really appreciate that. Let me pop over to YouTube and see if anyone is here. All right. We got a few people watching. Uh, Cyprian says, hello, everyone. Hello, Trevor, and hello, Mad Cat Sphere. Sorry, I can't see it live, local time 3 a.m. So maybe next time. No worries, man. Oh, and if you're going to talk about TK channel for levitation, please check. And then this is to be continued. Oh, Edison. Yeah, I've already got his channel in my list of videos we're going to watch. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Who else we got? Cyprian also says, much love from Romania. All right, man. Thanks. And this person, I don't know how to say that. Natione Sari? Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And we also have James Worley in the house. It's 8 a.m. where I'm at. Well, you're in a different time zone, obviously. All right. I guess you can hear and see me. Nobody really let me know, but James said it's 8 o'clock and I said it was 7. So I'm assuming you guys can hear me. All right. We got quite the show for you today. We're going to talk about levitation. So this should be a very uplifting live stream, pardon the pun. And my boy Mad Cat Sphere is supposed to be here, but I'm not seeing him backstage. We do have Mr. Jolly backstage, which he's going to come on a little bit later if time allows and speak with Ricky and I. Primarily Ricky, I think. So we didn't have a chance to interview him yet. Let me get rid of that banner and put up the live stream banner. Voila. All right, we're up and running. All right, so we're going to talk about levitation tonight, and not just, people levitating things, but just levitation in general. Any of you that have been delving into the flat earth rabbit hole have probably come across some of these videos I'm going to share, because we're trying to figure out what gravity really is. Is it bendy time space? Is it Einsteinian or Newtonian gravity, or just the mainstream science, they really don't even know what gravity is. It comes from the word gravitas, which means weight. And I think a lot of this is about density and buoyancy. And there's a downward electric current that is measurable, testable, provable, that gives us the downward bias. And I think really that is the gist of gravity. Now, we need gravity. If you believe you live on a spinning ball that's holding quadrillions of tons of water with no container, you need really strong magical direct gravity, but also has to be weak enough to let butterflies fly and things like that. So the gravity that most people believe in is hocus pocus, in my opinion. I kind of stick with the facts, things that are testable, repeatable, demonstratable. So we're going to take a look at a few links I have for you on the topic of levitation. Well, it's been a while since I've run anything. I got to remember how to do this, but I am going to share my screen and we're going to go take a look at a video of what they call the silent drone. And let me make sure I got there it is right there. Share. Voila. I'll make sure you guys are seeing that. Oops, need to make it bigger. All right, that looks good. All right, we're going to go ahead and play this. Let me check backstage and make sure Ricky's not here yet. No Ricky yet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play this and just listen closely to what this guy is saying. And you tell me, is he defying gravity or is he manipulating the electrical currents and balance and things rather more so than just the gravity itself? All right, here we go. I hope you can hear this. Let me know if you can't see or hear
This
it.
could actually fly. And tell me what we got going on here. I mean, there are no propellers. What's happening here?
That is correct. It's a new concept that we're developing at Underfund Technologies. It's an ion-propelled drone that energizes the air around the drone to generate propulsion downward in order to leave the craft.
I mean, I've heard of ionic propulsion used in satellites and like deep space probes. I couldn't conceive of the fact it would work in Earth's atmosphere and in Earth's gravity. How are you making that happen?
Yeah, it's definitely a technical challenge. So it uses the existing ions that are in the air that you and I are currently breathing, and enhances the amount of ions that are there. And by using the laws of attraction and repulsion, it attracts or repels the air in order to project the thrust in a desired way that we want.
Now, how do you do the things that all drones have to do, like control movement in the pitch, roll, and yaw axis? How do you do that?
Well, there's a lot of technologies that go into this, and I can only give you so much without charging a lot of money. But we use different techniques. One of them is controlling the different quadrants of the craft in order to provide different lift to different sections of the craft. That's to provide left, right, and pitch as well. The yaw is a little more tricky. You have to go into the different levels and generate different levels of ionic thrust just to get the type of flight dynamics that you want to get.
Tell us a little bit about this aircraft that you're using right now. What does it weigh? What payload can it carry? How long can it fly? Kind of the basics.
Okay, so we're starting off as a very young startup, correct? So the current craft that we have measures 5 by 5 feet in length and has a height of about 18 inches. All right, it can fly up to 15 minutes, carrying 2 pounds of payload.
I mean, for a propeller-driven drone of that size, that's not great. But for something which, near as I can tell, is flying by magic, that's pretty incredible.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely a technical challenge. We are, like I said, we're just starting in the development of this journey. The feedback we have received from the industry has been great, because that's a tool that the industry really needs. Is a silent drone that is silent.
No, that's a good point. There are no propellers, so it's quiet when it flies.
It's
All right, well, you get the gist of it. So he says he's messing with the ions rather than the gravity and stuff. So, I don't think we know exactly what gravity is or how it works or the mechanics of it, but we're getting there. And a lot of people have manipulated this so-called gravity. And one of the greatest examples of this is Hutchinson. David, is that his first name? Hutchinson. And if you haven't seen that, you are in for a treat, because this stuff, this video we're about ready to watch right here is mind-blowing. And this is a Canadian guy.
Remarkable works of Canadian inventor
Who has been manipulating, well, I'll let the video speak for itself, but the things you're about to see in this video are inexplicable. And I don't think mainstream science or anyone wants to touch this. It's kind of gotten swept under the rug, but this is some fascinating stuff. And if any of you have, let me check the comments real quick, see if anybody else has popped in whilst we're waiting. This person says, hi, Trebor. Hi, thanks. James says 7 is nice, though. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Joe L says hi. Hi, Joe L. Thank you for being here. Juju Bear, hi. First live. What an episode to pick. Yeah, great. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate that. She also says episode number 22, of course. Explain the of course. What's the 22? What's the significance of the 22? Some yogis might disagree with you on gravity. I didn't come here to cause hate and dissension. But we're going to look at some yogis in this video, so everyone's included. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I'm just saying I don't believe in bendy space-time. Zach says, yes, they're using ionic wind. I believe yogis can levitate. Yeah, we're going to look at a levitating yogi. But this drone is just using regular old science. No anti-gravity. Well, I mean, it depends on your definition of gravity. I mean, things shouldn't float without some type of propulsion, but it seems to. Juju Bear says ether. Yeah, ether is a huge mystery. Zach says basically using statically charged air to move below itself instead of propellers. Well, he didn't say anything about static, but okay. Move air, that is. James says it's not so obvious what gravity is, and that goes for any model of Earth. Yeah, I agree. I love the Hutchinson effect. Yeah, that guy, that stuff is weird, man. That stuff's way out there. That's outside of the mainstream science for sure. Yeah, we're even going to get a little weirder than that here in just a little bit. We're going to get into the world of beetles, and I'm not talking about mop tops. I'm talking about bugs. But anyway, let's have a look at this Hutchinson thing and see what this is all about.
John Hutchinson has drawn widespread attention from businessmen and government scientists since 1979, when he began using ultra-high electromagnetic frequencies to transform matter in some very unusual ways. It has come to be known as the Hutchinson Effect.
The objects you're seeing moving there is a form of levitation by translational movement, meaning that the objects become lighter and can float around. The heaviest being the barium cylinder that you see there, with the two wires coming out of it, tends to slide around on 7 pounds of its own weight. Physics of it is self-resonation of what they call ferromagnetic and piezoelectric barium titanate through a power amplifier and broad and narrow bands of electrical energy going into this crystal. So the applications of this in advanced applications using free energy or zero-point energy to power it would be in propulsion technologies. This is a crystal converter unit that I made about a year ago to see if the principle worked, and indeed it seems to work to this day. The principles involve the Casimir effect and space charge type of barrier technology in semiconductors, and a jitter activity called zero-point energy that goes through time and space. The idea is to get the material inside this to interface with the jittering action of zero-point energy. And moving on to what they may look like inside, I actually bring out a piece here of this material, of common minerals and that, produced in a special way, and I take a reading here. And I should be getting a higher reading. I have a hot spot somewhere on here. I have here almost a half a volt, as you can see. As one can see, there's no batteries in this or anything else except this crystalline material with different configurations. And this is a steady state. It's always that, and has been tested up to a year's time and under stress tests also. So, which made me decide to then, of course, mount the same material in cylinders. Different cylinders, of course, there are different mixes in there, and I found that that some of the cylinders are not as powerful as this material here, or this very tiny one here. Actually, this has more power than this large artillery shell, if needed.
Hutchinson hopes his simple shake-and-bake method of producing these crystal energy converters will attract investors who can see the potential of permanent batteries which never need charging.
Non-toxic, that will interface with zero-point energy in space and time.
Hutchinson's more dramatic experiments border on the paranormal and have generated more than just a passing interest from U.S. military research labs.
We've had about 750 demonstrations of levitation, translational movements, metallurgical samples falling apart, changing into transmuted unknown metals. Quite a variety of obscure types of effects, wood impregnated into metals, other objects in metals, monopole magnetic fields written up in many journals. Quite a host, or a Pandora's box of different types of effects on the outer edge of the scientific community.
In this remarkable series of video clips shot by Hutchinson, we see what happens when he fine-tunes the electromagnetic frequencies aimed at target objects in his garage.
on a subatomic level, I feel that there is a dimension shift activated by very conventional electrostatics, RF fields that I use, and Tesla waves that I use, that actually form a keyway that opens up another area of time and space that may activate the zero-point energy fields and interdimensional reactions, let's say, to gravitational waves and time waves, or chronons, if you wish. Perhaps we're dealing in chronons and gravitons, which are maybe particles, and somehow causing a distortion, which causes objects to simply break apart or pulsate in the center of stainless steel bars and fall apart, or to become weightless.
Are you people seeing this stuff? These are not light objects. Look at these things.
Here, ice cream in a plastic cup. And finally, a 70-pound cannonball.
Freaking cannonball, people. Look at that thing. And I don't know if they're going to show it. I think they will. I watched several of these. I forget which one I saved. But really what he's doing is manipulating electromagnetic fields and frequencies and just kind of tweaking and tuning until it reached the same vibration or perhaps the opposing vibration of the target, and the target begins to become weightless. So, well, I'll just let the video play. That's just mind blowing to me. And to think that this technology, you know, could be used for many, many things. We could make cars that float. You know, we could have the flying cars they promised us back in the 70s, you know, when we were in school. Oh, in the year 2000, we'll be flying around like the Jetsons cartoon and that type of stuff. Well, I think the technology is out there and I think it's available, but problem is the oil and gas industry don't want to give up their fortunes. And that's the reason we don't have water cars, and that's the reason we don't have the giant airships. You know, we used to have airships that could fly almost forever to anywhere. Huge. I mean, things big enough to have little, you know, mini putt-putt golf courses in there and, you know, pool tables. And these things were huge. We kind of all got the impression that everybody fits in the little cockpit, so to speak, on those airships. But those things were massive. And the problem with that is you can go about anywhere you want for hardly any money at all. And had nothing to do with the Hindenburg. I mean, big deal. You know, one big airship blows up and we have to shut down the whole airship industry. Well, why didn't we do that when somebody crashed a car or something? You know, we're still using cars. So there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye, more than meets the eye. So there we go. That's the Hutchinson Effect. And there's a lot more videos on YouTube if you guys want to look into that. So we've had people messing with the ions. This guy is messing around with electromagnetism and vibrations and whatnot. And now we're going to take a look at some audio-based levitation.
So real researchers have been working on making that technology science fact. And we're getting closer with a new acoustic tractor beam that has lifted the largest object ever, a 2-centimeter ball. In the movies, tractor beams are beams of some undefined energy. But IRL, that's not the case. Commonly, researchers use sound. The idea of harnessing sound waves for levitation isn't new. Scientists have been exploiting the properties of air and sound to this end for a while. Remember that air is a fluid that behaves like a liquid even if we can't see or feel it the same way. And sound is a physical vibration even if we don't think of it as such. Basically, harnessing acoustic power is harnessing the lifting effect of physical sound waves as they move through the air. The sound compresses the air in waves, and those waves correspond to the sound's wavelength. Acoustic levitation uses this wave to balance against gravity. The result is a free-floating particle that looks a little like science fiction magic. Dialing in the sound waves mean lifting objects with extreme precision. The thing is, it's not exactly an easy technology to scale up. Researchers have been struggling for years to lift an object larger than the sound wave they're using. Every time they try, the object spins because the rotating sound field transfers motion. Eventually, the object ends up flying out of the sound wave. But researchers have finally managed to control the spinning motion by spinning the sound wave instead. Using ultrasonic waves at a frequency similar to one that only bats can hear, they created a vortex of sound that they twist to stabilize the beam. From there, they increased the size of the silent core to where it was able to hold a 2-centimeter polystyrene sphere. It's tiny, but it's 2 times larger than the waves lifting it, making it the largest object ever levitated with sound. So yes, the object is small, but the implications are big, relatively speaking. The researchers are looking ahead at using very deliberately directed tractor beams to move kidney stones through the body or direct a capsule of pharmaceuticals to a target area. So it might be a while before we're lifting humans, but the upside is medical advances will be great until then. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and be sure to subscribe for more.
So there we go. Audio, we can do it. We can do it using sound. We can do it using ions, and we can do it manipulating the magnetic and electrical fields. Now let's take a look and see what this person's going to do here.
It's a man named Grebennikov from Russia. Grebennikov was kind of a non-conventional scientist. He was an entomologist, did a lot of work with bugs, entomology. And his favorite thing was to go out into the steppes of Russia and into the various outer hinterlands and camp out in the summers and study his favorite subject. And on one of these expeditions, he started seeing some weird effects. This is all explained in great detail on the AquiliNet site if you type in Grebennikov and his flying box or gravity platform. But anyhow, the result of this was to show that he found a certain bug that didn't fly, it levitated. And this was, he'd put this bug into a little vial or something, and he saw this vial jumping up off the lab table, jumping up and down. And of course, this is patently impossible based on any time of normal physics. So he got into this, and he found out that the bug wings themselves were creating an anti-gravity phenomena under certain conditions. And of course, what we have here, if you analyze, I think I found the bug. It's actually a beetle. And if you analyze this bug structure, you see a hexagonal pyramid structure array throughout the entire bottom wing of this bug. Turns out that beetles have 2 wings. The top wing is called a wing cover. And what the beetle does is it lifts this wing cover up, and then it flips out its lower wings or inner wings. Now the bug cover protects the inner wings, but when it gets excited or something, it flips these other wings out, and it flaps these other wings, and the inner wings flap a little, and this beetle goes gyrating around. They can't fly very good, but they sure levitate great, I guess. And anyway, he took a whole bunch of these bug wings, and he glued them to like a Venetia blind structure, and he put it into a little platform he built. So they were all, these bug wings were all covered in here. And he used I theorize he used the wing covers as well as the inner wing itself. There's also a kind of a handlebar on this thing with some controls. You can see a thing a little better here in detail. The controls, I think, had to be manipulated continuously and probably vibrated to create the same action that the bug was doing. There was also down at the base some kind of a lever, which I suspect controlled the amount of lift he was getting out of this thing. Anyway, Grebennikov claimed that he could fly this thing or levitate it, and it would go around at almost 1,000 miles an hour. Now you ask, how can that happen? You know, well, he said that there was an energy field that built up around this thing due to this gravity field building up in the platform. And by this thing building up, it built out a force field that basically surrounded him and protected him from the local environment. So even though he was flying at 1,000 miles an hour, you could go, you know, you could be wearing your Sunday best suit and not get it flutter a bit at 1,000 miles an hour. I'm not sure I'd want to stand on something going 1,000 miles an hour that's 2 feet square. But this picture here shows him sitting on the ground. And these pictures are much better if you get on the KeelyNet site. This is the platform with him on it about 3 to 6 feet above the ground, because here's the shadow here down below. Now you could say this is all faked, but if you get into the other things he did with shape, they almost mirror the stuff that I discovered. And it proves, I guess, that, you know, there's either 2 crazy people in the world, or there's 2 people that have found the same discoveries. So I think that this is a valid phenomena, and I'll show you why.
Yeah, show us why.
Next slide is a micrograph that I took of a beetle inner wing. This is at 100x. If you look closely at this thing, you can see rows of bumps all along the bottom of this wing, each row is staggered from the next row next to it. And this is all over the surface of the bottom of the wing. Now, I don't know of any aerodynamic surface that has bumps all over the bottom to help it fly better. If you blow this up to 430x, you can start to see some of this microstructure of the cells that form where these bumps are. The next slide, at 970x, you start to see what these bumps that stick up are. They're hairs, look like hairs or fibers that grow out of the center of these hexagonal cells. And of course, this harkens back to my basic shape power discovery, is that each one of these, because of their shape going down to a point, is creating a magnetic field. And remember, a magnetic field is a rotating piece of vortex in the ether.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. And I will put links to all these videos we're watching in the description so you guys can check them out. Here's another one, a different approach. Yeah, I think this video is pretty self-explanatory. This one's called quantum levitation, using liquid nitrogen that's cooled to create a superconductor. And I'm going to kind of skip all this and making it part and get to the nitty-gritty. Fascinating stuff, though. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Can you imagine how little energy it would require if you could get a car to sit on a road such like this? You know, it could be powered by a little tiny fan motor or something. There are just so many different ways to approach this. Look at that. What the what? Is that sweet or what? And how on earth do these people come up with this stuff? You know what I mean? Pretty cool stuff. Now, of course, that one's not quite as applicable as some of the other ones we've seen. But you get the idea. Let's move on to the next one. We all want flying cars. Look at this. The car's not touching the ground. Can you believe that? Looks like a traditional car, but a little different there. All right, now we're going to move on to, oops, got the wrong link. There we go. Now, Years ago, when I was messing with trying to learn how to do levitation, everyone I saw, I assumed was doing some sort of trick because I saw all this stuff. And before we get into that, I'm gonna go back and hit the comments real quick too, see if we got any newbies. Oh, let me check backstage. We got Ricky. Ricky, where the heck are you? I'm gonna have to fire you and hire Mr. Jolly. He seems to be more reliable. Just kidding. I'm sure there's a reason you're not here. Let's go check the comments real quick, see if anybody's got anything to say about this. Where did we leave off? I love the Hutchinson. I remember that one. Zach says that one clip where the aluminum bar looks like it ripped itself apart from the inside out. Chills. Yeah, that is some freaky stuff. He's referring back to the Hutchinson thing. What we refer to as gravity could have something to do with grounding energy from Earth. I'm not making any dogmatic statements. Well, it's scientifically provable that the ground is negative and the sky is positive, and there's a measurable current that increases with elevation. Yeah, it's definitely electrical in nature. Interesting take, James. Love it. I don't remember what James. Oh, James says what we refer to as gravity could have some. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then crazy. And Zach says, I wonder what frequency he's using to make these effects. Are we talking billions of cycles per second or trillions of cycles? There are some videos that get into a little more in depth on the technical side of it. And he's just guessing. I mean, you can see him back there tweaking this and tweaking that until he gets the effect he wants. I'm sure there's other people who have delved into this, but yeah, I don't know exactly what frequencies or vibrations he's using. The cannonball is having a bit too much fun. That cannonball blew my mind. I had to watch that like 10 times. James says the problem is Area 51 would rather make bombs. Yeah, I don't know about Area 51. And they live there. Israel versus Hamas checkerboard. Daddy Satan got them for Christmas. You lost me on that one. I love the superconductor one. Yeah, so crazy that some magnets are cold. Ceramic can to float like that. Okay. Yeah, that was crazy. So anyway, back to what I was saying. When I was trying to figure out levitation, which now that I have a better understanding of what gravity is and things like that, I think the approach is nowhere near what I was trying. And my point being, I thought a lot of this, as you can see here, there's some pretty convincing levitation stuff. You know, that's obviously just him using his thumbs and again, holding it from behind and stuff. But there are lots of ways to fake levitation, and everyone's doing it. You know, all these magicians, and I don't even know that this is the best one. I've seen some pretty good ones. That looks pretty freaky. What the heck's going on there? You know, and that one, you know, I can't tell. But anyway, I was so convinced that no one was really doing real levitation that I just kind of gave up on it. And let's look at one more of these. These are pretty fascinating illusions. The floating card. This is a quick one. But anyway, like everyone else, I'm skeptic. I'm skeptical about a lot of things. This one's actually a string that's like attached to this guy's ear or nose or something. But you can't really see the string, and it really looks like he's levitating. So we have good reason to be skeptical. I deal with skeptics almost on a daily basis who can't even believe the little dab of telekinesis I can do, which I think has barely, scratched the surface. But I think the real approach to telekinesis or to levitation is not the chi push and pull energy that I've become accustomed to using for telekinesis, but rather the ability to manipulate the electrical or magnetic fields around and within objects. And I feel bad because I said this guy was not real just because I'd seen so many people do fake stuff. But I went back and watched, and this is one of his better demonstrations here. The first few I saw were just the cards and just my gut instinct, like I said, after seeing all these fake ones, were that it was some kind of gimmick. But I honestly believe this guy, and we're going to take a look at the comments section on this video too, because I contacted this guy and asked him if he could explain how he does this. And the channel name, like I said, I'll share these links. Edison de Ocera. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Telekinesis technique, relax, concentrate, and patient. Well, concentrate and relax are kind of oxymorons. So I don't know if that's the best explanation. And I don't think English is his first language, because when I contacted him, the reply I got was kind of jibber jabber. I really couldn't understand what he was trying to say. And I don't know. I just got the impression that he didn't speak English. But here we go. We're going to watch this and prepare to have your mind blown. If you haven't seen this guy, you need to go check out his channel. Oh, I think I was already big screen. There's really no sound, so I'm not going to really use the sound. But this is pretty convincing. And again, I don't think it's a chi push and pull type thing. I think it's more along the lines of electrokinesis. And electrokinesis was draining to me. When I did electrokinesis, I always got fatigued and I was always a little bit nervous. And of course, when I started messing up computers and cell phones and electrical devices, I got scared and backed away. But look at that. Look at that. And the odd thing is, for some reason, I thought there should be something above it. Like there needs to be an opposing force. But obviously, there doesn't need to be an opposing force. He's doing it with one hand. And this thing is blowing my mind. And I really wish we could get this guy to come on and talk to us about how he does this. And I wish I could see his face, but I think this might be legit, guys. Let me know in the comments there what you guys think, or in the chat. And look at that. What's going on there? He's got a hold of that field somehow. And it's not a push and it's not a pull. Because obviously when he moved his hands from top to bottom, if it was a push, that thing would have went down. And it wouldn't have been a pull because he had his hand under it. So I think my whole approach to levitation, not that I'm trying to make this show about me, but I'm trying to learn how to levitate. I think my whole approach has been completely off base. And I think the real reason things levitate is because of our ability to manipulate the electromagnetic properties or fields. I hate to use the word fields because scientists can't even describe what a field is. But I'm just saying, it's not all about the chi. I think it has to do with electric and magnetism and using your, of course, we all, emit electricity and magnetism, and it's using ours to manipulate objects. That's 3 Q-tips, people. If you're not mind blown, there's something wrong with you, or you've been watching too many Hollywood movies. Because I don't think this is definitely not strings. He's not using any devices that I can think of, or audio, or any of that stuff. I think he's manipulating the electromagnetic fields, much in the same way Hutchinson was doing, using frequencies and all these electrical apparatuses and things. This guy has figured out how to do it. And I'll read what he has to say about it in the comments here in just a little bit. There you go. And see, I see a little bit of fatigue. I think he kind of, the big sigh and the relaxing of the hands, I think it's draining, which that's kind of the experience I have with electrokinesis. Whereas with the telekinesis, it seems like once you get enough energy to tap into the ambient energy, you're just kind of being a conduit. And I can do super long sessions now without getting tired. Look at that. I don't even know what that is. What was that? Is that a coin or I'm not even sure what that is. A little metal lid or something. But again, it looks like he's got a hold of a field around it more so than, manipulating the object. And you see the fluttering. It's a little bit heavier than the Q-tips. You can see the fluttering action. again, that makes me think perhaps this is real. We could spend a whole show just watching his videos, if you ask me. This is mind-blowing stuff. Telekinesis kind of seems like, uh, you know, first grade stuff compared to this. I would love to be able to do that. That is awesome. Totally awesome. Way to go, Edison. Good stuff. I think that might have been plastic. It didn't sound like metal. And again, the big sigh, you can tell it's draining him a little bit. A little frustration the way he's slapping his hands. Now he's gathering up some chi, getting ready to get psyched up to do the next one. Taking a little break. These are all signs to me that perhaps this is real. And if by chance you ever watch this, Edison, you get a hold of me and let me know. And I would love to have you come on the show and talk to us about this. Maybe even do a demonstration if you'd like. So here we go. We all know approximately how much a pin weighs. So this will be pretty impressive if you can get a hold of this thing. And again, we're using lots of different materials here. There's cotton, there's plastic, and of course with a pin, there's a little bit of metal involved, and then there's a liquid ink. So it's not all about magnetism for sure. It has something to do with the electromagnetic fields. There he goes. He could tell he had a hold of it, and when he let go, he could tell he kind of feel maybe when he gets contact with it. What in the heck is going on here, people? And see how the pin's rolling, so you can clearly tell there's nothing tied to it, obviously, or it wouldn't be swinging around like that. Most of the people you see faking stuff, the object remains completely still, whereas that one's moving around. And he's doing his best to try to show you that he's not doing any trickery. I mean, look at that. So he's holding it with one hand. And that hand is way up there. That's probably almost a foot away from the pin. So I don't know. I am mind blown, and hats off to you, Edison. And I apologize for like 10 years ago when I didn't believe you were doing this. I should have kept watching because all I saw was a card, and I thought it was a card trick because I'd seen so many card tricks. Bravo. Hats off, my friend. That is some mind-blowing stuff right there. Anyway, let's see what people in the chat are saying about Edison. What we got? Negative powers. I already read that one. Zach says, I can't wait to see you levitate something. Yeah, me too. I actually do have some footage of me levitating some ashes and some dandelion seeds, but the quality is so lame. I never uploaded it, and I couldn't even find it. I was going to share it with you tonight on this show, but I can't even seem to find it. It's so old, and I don't know where I put it. This is like a scene from The Matrix. Yeah, no kidding. But this is real stuff here, people. This is mind-blowing stuff. And I would love to be able to do this. And if I can get a hold of this guy, we're going to talk to him and see if we can get to the bottom of this. Oh, yeah, I was going to go down here. Some people, let me make sure you guys can see it when I scroll down. I'm going to go back over here. Yeah, well, I don't know if you'll be able to read it. There's one comment where a guy contacted him. Let me see if I can find that. Here it is. This one right here. Okay, for the general inquiries of the viewers. So we talked on Facebook, and here's what he said. From whom did he learn this levitation ability? He said from his grandfather. What he did 1 hour of meditation every day beside the beach for almost a year. It's during sunrise, typically at 5 to 6 a.m. He was trained by his grandfather ever since he was a child. The very first object he tried to levitate, a small piece of tissue. Also, don't forget the things he repeatedly said in the past. Fasting, focus, meditate, and have patience. So those are all kind of vague, but at least he did give some tips. And obviously, when you fast, your subtle energy increases because you're not wasting it digesting food, or not wasting it, but using it digesting food. Focus, that can be that could either be intense focus, or and also a form of focus is emptying the mind. It takes focus to get your mind empty. So I don't know. My approach to telekinesis, less thoughts, the better. So every time I hear someone say focus, I'm like, that's the opposite of what I do. But in a way, no thought takes a lot of focus, focusing on zero rather than focusing on one or multiple things. Meditate. Well, everyone knows when you meditate, it activates the right hemisphere of your brain and helps equalize the two hemispheres of your brain, which improves your health, your mental cognitive function, and moods. So obviously, meditation is good, and have patience. Yeah, you have to have patience when you're doing any of this sort of thing. So I think those are some good tips. And I think if English was his uh, native tongue, we could probably get some more information out of him. But hats off to Edison, and you've inspired me. I'm busier than a one-armed paper hanger right now with hundreds and hundreds of plants. And of course, I got a couple of small businesses I run, and these aren't excuses. I'm just saying I don't have a lot of spare time, but I do plan to delve back into this levitation thing because I would love to be able to um, demonstrate this and explain it a little further. Not just for the fact of me being able to do it, but I want to share what I learned and see if we can get some more people doing this sort of thing. Anyway, I got one more, and then I think we're going to bring Mr. Jolly on and have a little conversation to finish out the show. And if you haven't seen this
The
one,
most about you, and you can
you're
tell
about
me
to have
if
your
this
mind
is
blown.
true or not, is that you have power of levitation. And as a magician, this is something that I'm fascinated with.
Your magic is fantastic, but we're not the same the Buddhist meditations.
Yes, I understand. I know you don't want to teach me how to do it or tell me any of your what you do, but maybe I could just witness it.
You come from very far away. You show me your scale. I don't know what happened, but I will try one time.
Okay, great.
I need you back. If you still close me, then my energy doesn't roll. Yes.
Okay. Now he's saying his mantra. It's the real deal. How is he doing that? Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? Wow. There's no wires. I don't see anything. You see?
Sorry, man. Oh, man. I muted myself and took myself off screen. But anyway, one last thing. That is mind-blowing stuff. And did you notice the chanting going on when that guy was levitating? Which brings me to when I looked into the pyramids. One theory, I don't buy the ramps and pulleys and thousands of slaves and multiple years. I don't believe all that stuff. I think there was some technology that we're not supposed to know about. And I'm sure you guys have seen some of these megalithic stones that are, like thousands of tons that are cut perfect to fit in spots and things. So there's a lot of technology that what I call old technology, old world order. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but old technology that they're trying to keep hidden for monetary reasons and for various reasons, power, control, and things like that. But there were some theories, not just theories, but supposedly testimonies from people who knew things about this. And they said that they used chanting, drums, and trumpets to levitate these multiple ton stones and move them around. And I don't know if you guys have seen Coral Castle or not, but that guy in Florida also built these things, and he had a lot of audio equipment around and stuff, but he never let anybody really see what he did. But he was also building things. I mean, there were some stones in his garden or castle or whatever you want to call it that were larger than the stones used to build the pyramids. So this technology is out there, and it's just going to take inquisitive minds and determined people to get to the bottom of all this. All right, so no further ado, we still have some more links that Ricky wanted to share, but I want to bring Ricky on real quick, and if I can, see if I can get you. You ready, Ricky? Here we go. There he is, Mad Cat Sphere. What's up, man?
Hi,
You all right?
I'm sorry about the time. It's because over here it's really 6:51. So I was kind of going with my time. I'm sorry about
Bummer,
that.
man. No worries.
Yeah, I
no worries.
know. I wanted to be a part of the stream too because it was our plan.
Yeah. This was Ricky's idea, this whole thing.
Yeah.
So we are a little bit pressed. Go ahead.
Did you already see the links that I sent you from the beginning to top?
No.
Did you see?
I went through all my links, waiting to see if you were going to show up. But we are a little pressed for time. If we had to only watch a few of these links, 2 or 3, which ones would you choose? Would it just go in order, you think? Top to bottom? Or?
Yeah, we'll just go with I guess like the first one, and then we'll just kind of go see from there.
Okay, easy enough. And Mr. Jolly, is he still back there? Yeah. Let's go ahead and bring you on too, buddy, because we're running out of time, and I want to get you on.
Yeah.
Are you there? Can you hear and see? It looks like you're muted, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for bringing me on, Trevor. Ricky, it's so nice to meet you. I've been a big fan, and it's an honor to finally meet you. So,
yeah, nice to meet you too.
I'm so sorry. I know you're pressed for time, Trevor, but I'm Ricky. Can we connect later, possibly after this close?
Yeah. I think if you can, you could like message me or something like that, or
do you have like a like what's the best place for me to reach out to you?
Probably like my email. Do you know the email?
I don't. Sorry.
You can put it in the private chat if you don't want to share it.
In the private chat. Yeah. So sorry for all this conversation, Trevor. I apologize.
No, that's all right. So this video we're about to watch, Ricky, is this? Do I need audio? What is this?
Yeah, you need audio.
Okay.
And
what is it?
It's basically me just describing my thoughts on how we can levitate and my attempts to do it and how it affected my body, and it has some good video footage. It's fun to hear and watch, so it's like a real interesting kind of thing video.
Okay. So this is theoretical.
Yeah, theoretical and my own attempts and stuff like that.
And it's 6 minutes. We need to watch the whole thing.
Oh, you don't need to. You could watch it probably like 4 minutes or something like that.
Okay, let's get started and we'll see what this thing's all about here.
It is Mad Cat Sphere, and I wanted to upload a video to teach you guys how you can possibly attempt self-levitation. Now, the reason why I wanted to upload this video is because in 2015, I attempted to levitate the body. I utilized certain techniques basic techniques that I implied from my experience spinning side wheels and things like that. And they're very basic, easy techniques, a little bit of practice, you can understand it. And I want to upload a video just to kind of talk about how you could possibly do it. Now, when I did it, the reason why I have so much confidence is because my body reacted in such a way that was very strange, because it reacted to my intention of levitating my body, trying to levitate the body. The body reacted. It never did this when my intention was never focused on it like that. So, there was something really happened there, and I'm very confident that practicing this technique that I'm gonna teach you will lead to something good. Now we're just gonna watch a few clips here, and I'll just narrate over it, talking about my experience. It's a lady sleeping in bed and she levitates. Now, the thing is, though, is that what happened in 2015 was I was laying on the floor. First of all, like the tips is, for me, what I recommend is laying on the floor. Lay flat on the floor, and be relaxed. I think I was eating something, and I recommend maybe doing it with an empty stomach. What happened was that I just laid there and I focused on the body levitating, and I focused on the body being light and being very light like a feather, and just laying there and just visualizing and feeling, not so much visualizing, but more of like feeling that the body is becoming lighter and lighter and lighter, and that your body is lifting up slowly, lifting up into the air, and that you feel that there's the space between you and the floor is becoming bigger, and you're feeling it. And some visualization can be used, just a little bit, but not too much to interrupt your focus. And it would take like 10 to 15 minutes, but just keep on doing it. So it should work within like a practicing of 6 months or a year. I believe it. And just believing in it, and with the experiences and the confidence that you have combined with this technique from the confidence that you develop from your psychokinesis, spinning side wheels and all that, you can do this. All you need is just to master the side wheel, control it, and believe that you're controlling it. And by basic understanding of confidence of that, you could combine it with the technique of just laying on the ground. And it only took like 15 minutes for my body to react. Now, what happened was I was laying there flat on my back, feeling and just feeling that my body is light and it's lifting up, and that it was light like a feather, and it was like a plastic bag just waiting to be blown away. And I felt that the body was reacting, but it wasn't in a good way. But the thing is, though, is that since I believe in science that as long as you get some results, whether they're negative or positive, you can dissect it and find out what's happening. Now, here's another clip right here. It's going to show this person. You guys have seen it. Now, what happened was that my stomach became bloated. It reacted to my intention that I wanted to lift my body, my intention of wanting to be light as a feather, my intention to be light as a plastic bag, and for it to float away. Within 10 or 15 minutes, my body was reacting in a negative manner, but it reacted nonetheless. It reacted nonetheless. That means that something was occurring. My stomach became bloated, and basically what that means, what I believe, was that the best way to levitate is to have a good, clean gut, and to not smoke too much or drink alcohol too much, and to because your gut is where there's the ancients say that there's where the chi energy is stored, that's where the battery is stored and all that. And if you're just healthy, if you focus your intention on because when I was focusing on my intention to lift up, what happened was my gut was the main source. I believe the reason why I reacted negatively was because that is the main source where levitation occurs. Just like the same thing as hollow bones of a bird.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Trevor?
Fascinating. Have you pursued that any further, Ricky?
I know I haven't lately, but I have done it a few times last year.
What's
but the best
this guy gonna
attempt
do?
were on the video. Yeah, this is the second one.
Yeah, what's this guy doing?
It's going to levitate. He's going to levitate. All these clips are his people attempting to levitate or showing levitations.
Oh, his body.
Yeah.
Now, the gal that was levitating in the bed, was that like security footage, or was that something she was demonstrating? What the
Yeah.
flip?
Yeah.
What's that thing he's holding? Is that a rope or what is that?
Yeah, like a rope. Because I think what he's gonna do is gonna go like around and loop his body around.
Oh, I
To
see.
show
Just to
that-
show you there's nothing attached.
Yeah.
Dude, this is mind-blowing stuff. What the heck? That's just a humble reminder that I don't know squat about nothing. Look at that.
That is a good.
Now,
That is a good demonstration, though.
there's so much stuff they can do with CGI now. How old is this video? 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, that is trippy. I'll give you that. That is a trip. I have not seen that one. Absolutely amazing. We're gonna go ahead and keep buzzing through here.
Yeah.
Ricky, do you know Alex Shemko? This guy?
Is he like the levitating?
Yeah. That's his name. Yeah.
Does he wear the mask sometimes, or is he just like the? Because he's one of the guys that levitate on TikTok, right? Or he's kind of like the first ones in the past.
Oh, that was that guy's name. Yeah.
Oh, that was him. Oh,
yeah.
The guy with the rope? That who you're talking about?
Yeah. His name's Alex. Yeah, he's from Ukraine. Yeah.
Have you spoke to him?
I have not. I have not. Him or Ernst, either of them.
Do they speak English, or do you know?
I think Ernst does. I don't know if the Alex guy does or not. But
dude, that would be an all-star show right there for sure.
Yeah, that'll be a good one right there.
Right on.
Yeah, I had a few people that said I should interview her, and so we'll see. Yeah.
Have you interviewed people who can levitate stuff?
Master Centeris.
And what did he say? What were the mechanics behind it?
I don't know. I mean, he's just so high level that he can do it, I guess. So.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah, this is really inspiring. I wish I had a little more spare time to be messing with this, because
I know
that would be a game changer. I would rather be able to levitate myself than an object, but I think perhaps a guy should probably start with an object. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. The object, yeah.
Have you levitated anything ever, Ricky? Have you tried?
I tried to levitate the little the little part of a dandelion, and I was able to hold it for like 5 seconds in the air, but it was just a small little part.
Yeah, the little seed. Yeah, I did the same thing. I did some ash and a little bit piece of that seed, but it was so small, so hard to get on camera.
Yeah, and it's hard to practice with it because you're like trying to get it and like yourself.
Yeah, and I think my approach was wrong. I think I need to get back into electrokinesis and start messing with electrical fields instead of trying to use a push and pull type of approach that I use for telekinesis. Let's see. So if I could teach the Peter Pan obsessed guy how to do this, it would make my day, but I'm not sure if it works that easy. Yeah, I don't know. This is beyond my ability, but my current ability, but I don't think it's totally undoable. I think it's something I should definitely pursue. I don't know about this stuff. Just seems a little Hollywood, but
too theatrical.
Yeah, a little too theatrical. I'm gonna go. You got 2 more links. We're gonna pop these in here. Then I'm gonna check the chat, and then I'm gonna get out. We're gonna shoot some fireworks this evening. We kind of got rained out the other night, so we're gonna do a little bit of. Oh shoot! No! I put that in the wrong. Almost ended the stream there. I put the link in the wrong spot. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't work. It asked if you really wanted to do that. I'm glad I said that. What the what? What is that? Oh, I thought it was a camel. It's a person.
Yeah.
I thought somebody was levitating a camel. What is this all about? Oh, we got the drums involved. That was trippy, man. Let me see that again real quick. What does this say? Africa and witchcraft. This guy levitating. Amazing. Yeah, I would definitely say that's amazing if it's real. And then we got one more.
I know.
Oh, I found out some interesting news. I was watching a Dean Radin interview, Did you know that the University of South Carolina is offering a master's degree in magic?
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then there's also a one in the UK. I think it's called Exeter or something like that. Is also offering a degree in magic. So maybe this stuff is becoming more mainstream than
we think.
thought. Yeah. Maybe telekinesis will be something they teach in school, or perhaps they're already teaching it in some of these colleges.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, this is our last video.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one right here, I think.
Got his face blurred out. He's wanting to stay anonymous. Oh, is he telling me?
Past 2.5 decades, I spend anywhere from 2 to 5 hours per day meditating. I'm making this video because recently something incredible and unexplainable has been happening during my meditations. And I want people to see it. I've chosen to remain anonymous. I'm not looking for attention or recognition or fame. I just want to wake people up. I want the world to see that this is real. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm not special.
So he's supposed to be levitating there.
Mind blown.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
2.5 decades.
I think that is awesome. Paranormal Spirit is the name of the channel. Oh, wait, there's more to it. No, spirituality. Paranormal Spirituality. He's got an Etsy shop. What else has he got here? Has he got any tutorials? Real levitation. Detailed instructions for levitation are provided here. How to levitate. Oh, we probably better take a look at that, hadn't we?
Yeah.
He's got detailed information on how to do it. It's a 5-minute video.
Tell
you what, I'm going to share this link in the video or in the description. Let me grab it. I'll throw it in the chat because I got a hard out here in just a few minutes. I got people waiting on me to shoot fireworks.
Yeah, it's okay.
But man, those were some great videos. I appreciate you sharing them. I just popped that one in the live chat. A huge thank you to the people who joined us. Let's go ahead and look at these last few chats. If you got something you want to say, now's the time to say it, people. We already read that one. That's it. Fairy dust. Yep, might have been fairy dust. You never know. Smiley face, and then me sharing my link. Okay, I guess that's it. All right. Ken, you got any closing comments? Was there anything you want to say, or did you get the information you need to hook up with Ricky?
Yeah. Hopefully I can interview Ricky soon. And yeah, thank you so much once again for bringing me on, Trevor. It's always an honor. And yeah, like I said, I'm just truly grateful that I finally got to meet Ricky. I mean, like I said, I've been a huge fan. So
yeah, and I apologize. And I'm sorry for coming late because over here it's barely 6. Now it just barely turned 7 now. So I guess it was like when it's 6 here, it's 7 there, huh?
Yeah, you got to put in that Central Daylight Savings Time and all that.
I apologize about that too.
Yeah, no worries, man. We made it, and we made it through all your videos. And
so were you looking at were you looking at your own levitation videos at the beginning?
No, I can't even find them. I can't find that old footage. But I did. We looked at various forms of levitation, from ionic levitation, sound levitation, electromagnetic.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
You'll have to go back and watch the first part. Because as I was saying, I think there's more to this. And I think the key to all of this is learning how to manipulate the electrical and magnetic fields that are within and around us. So that's coming from someone who doesn't know how to levitate. So take that with a grain of salt. James Worley says, happy 4th. Yeah, happy 4th to everyone. Happy Independence Day. I appreciate everyone who joined us live. And a big thank you to all you people who are watching this after the fact. You're the reason we do this. If nobody was watching, we'd quit doing it. Next month, I have absolutely nothing planned. So, Ricky, if you come up with something, or Ken, if you've got any ideas or would like to join us.
Trevor, didn't you contact Chris Fazio?
I haven't heard back from Chris Fazio.
We speak on a regular basis. I mean, I can try to make talk to him.
Yeah. I just put a comment on YouTube, I think is what I did.
Yeah. There's some really exciting stuff going on with Chris Fazio right now. So I can't announce it to the public yet, but possibly there's some really cool stuff happening. So
that's cool.
Neat. But maybe we could get you and him to come on and join us, and we'll just have a
Ricky as well. I mean, like, I'm sure he'll be happy to meet. Ricky's a legend, so
Heck yeah, that would be fun. Well, if you can get that arranged for the 7th of next month, let's do it. And we'll get Ricky on our time schedule so everybody's here at the same time. That would be great.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure to know that 6 is 7 for you then. But I always come here very early though. I'm always here on time though. It's kind of weird,
Yeah, I was shocked that I didn't see it. That's why I sent you an email. Like, are you coming? What's going on? No big deal, man. It's not a big deal. This is very impromptu, and we're just flying by the seat of our pants here. I just do this for subscribers. Give us a little more content. I only upload once or so a month, so it's nice to have a little.
And then maybe in the future we can talk about levitation again in different ways, different videos, stuff like that.
Yeah,
we
hopefully
come back to it or something.
Hopefully we'll have some demonstrations to share over the next. I don't know how much practice that I'm going to get in during the summer months, but eventually I want to get into this. And believe me, as soon as I discover something, I'll be sharing it because I've been dabbling in this for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
All right. You got any closing comments for you, Ricky?
Nothing. They just I think that we watched some pretty good videos, some good information I shared, and I think and I apologize for coming in late too because it was supposed to be a specific thing, But I think that next time we have an opportunity to come back around and share our ideas and maybe talk to everyone again. Talk to some other people.
Oh, this is definitely a topic we could delve into at least once, if not 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah.
But all right. I think it's been a good show. Again, thanks to everyone who watched live and all who are watching later. Take good care of your body.
Trebor. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot about this. Do you know who? Just real quick, Ricky. Do you know who Alexander Kukulnik is? Right. He was interested in coming on. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing some stuff from him. I think I remember.
He can move people with energy and stuff. Would you be interested in having him on, Trebor?
Could you email me a link to his channel or something?
Yeah. He specifically asked me about it, so I'll talk to Alex about it. So
excellent. You have my email. Just send me some links. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, for sure. So.
Do you know if you can talk to Grandmaster Wolf too? Because I tried messaging him, but he doesn't respond or nothing.
I want to contact GM Wolf as well. I wish I could interview him, but so if somebody could help me out with that'd be great.
Yeah, I know.
So, I've just been trying to get him through YouTube comments. I give him a few compliments and say, hey, if you could ever join my stream, please contact me. I haven't heard anything back, but he's a busy guy, and there's a lot of good interviews with him out there. I've been enjoying those, but I'd love to have him on a show as well. Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Send me the contact information and link, and I'll check that guy out. Maybe we can get him on next time. All right, I got to get out of here. Take good care of your body, follow your spirit, and open your mind. There's magic inside. Thanks, guys.